Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to the Dancing Italian Urban Farm. My name is Leslie, and here on our little urban farm in middle central Mississippi, we grow food, and I cook from scratch, and we do the best that we can with what we've got and what we've been given. So I am in the kitchen today, and we're gonna do a bunch of stuff. I've already got my sourdough started, and I'm going to be working on trying to bake a loaf of sourdough bread a day. Yes. Because I realized something yesterday. In the fall, I'm going to be very busy, and I don't know how much I'm going to be able to do as far as with my sourdough is concerned. I go back to, I don't want to say I go back to work because I'm working right now, but I go back to the college in August and start teaching my classes there again. And my schedule at the studio will probably ramp up. It will ramp up in the fall. And I am also going to be working on my master's degree starting this fall. So I am going to be busy. Oh, and I'm homeschooling my daughter. So we've got a lot going on this fall, starting this fall. So I want to get some bread put away for the fall and winter when I'm super busy and won't be able to make as much homemade bread as I can right now when my schedule is a little bit more open for those type of things. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I have plenty of tomatoes that I harvested this morning to process and get put in the freezer for when I have enough to make some sauce and can it. I'm also going to be doing some meal prep today. So yeah, just come along with me today as I work in my kitchen. Oh, and please make sure if you like content like this, make sure that you subscribe to our channel and ring the bell so you're notified every time we upload a new video. And if you would be so kind as to share this video with anybody you think that you would like it, it would help us out immensely to grow our little channel here on YouTube. All right, let's get going. I'm gonna process these tomatoes and then we're gonna get cooking. Oh, look at my black beans. I grew these. That's not many, but I'm just going to put them in this jar until I fill this jar all the way up. And then when I fill this jar all the way up, I will divide it into 4 of these little pint-sized jars, soak them, and then can them. That's going to be awesome. Homegrown black beans. Yay! Okay, so I have 2 pans over here. I'm going to be doing 2 different things in these pans. In this pan over here, I'm going to make some spaghetti sauce or some meat sauce. And then this pan over here, I'm just going to brown up some breakfast sausage to make sausage balls with. I found this recipe that doesn't use a whole lot of flour, baking mix, Bisquick, whatever. There's the traditional sausage ball recipe that uses the Bisquick. There's nothing wrong with that. It's what I grew up on. I think they're delicious, but I am trying to be a little bit more conscientious about how much gluten I'm intaking. Y'all, I have been on a journey. Let me tell you, it's been a journey. But anyway, I'm going to brown up 1 pound of just regular old breakfast sausage in this pan right here. Okay, over here in the sink, I am going to be rinsing out 2 cans of home canned pinto beans. Get These are store-bought dry beans, because dry beans are just cheaper than canned beans. And I just soak them and pressure can them. So I've got 2 cans of pinto beans, a can of black beans, and then I have 3 store-bought cans of corn that I'm also going to drain and rinse as well. I'm just going to put them all in one colander, and we're going to make enchilada pasta, or the sauce for enchilada pasta. I'll show you. All right, so my sourdough, I have, oh, there's no light. No, wrong light. There we go, that's the right light. Hang on. Okay, so my sourdough is over here bulk fermenting on my table. I have done all the stretch and folds and everything that you need to do. I will link the recipe that I use. I've also done a video on how I have adapted that recipe to suit my needs better. But my husband's toaster treats. But I'm going to leave this here to bulk ferment for the rest of the day, and then tonight I will revisit this and knead it and shape it and all of that and get it in the Banneton basket and in the refrigerator to ferment overnight. But anyway, on the stove over here, I have my sausage for my sausage balls. It's cooked. I'm going to let it cool in the pan. And then I have my Italian sausage, my Italian sweet sausage in here to make my spaghetti sauce, or my meat sauce. You can't really see what I'm doing. My meat sauce. That was very loud, and I apologize. I'm going to get the rest of my ingredients for my meat sauce together, which is basically just 2 cans of tomato sauce. This is store-bought tomato sauce because I ran out of my homemade, homegrown stuff. But I have so many tomatoes this year. I'm hoping that I can get, I'm sweaty, sorry. I'm hoping that I can get a year's worth of tomato sauce, just plain tomato sauce, put up in the pantry, so that I don't have to buy it at the store. I'm also going to use some of my fresh basil. God, this stuff smells so good. And my spaghetti sauce, my meat sauce. Sorry, I keep saying spaghetti sauce. It's meat sauce. And I need to get my enchilada pasta sauce in the crock pot. I'm going to do all that in a minute. Right now, I'm going to get something to eat. It is 10 o'clock. It is time for me to break my fast. I am doing intermittent fasting. If you want to follow that journey, I will link that channel for you if you're interested in following my intermittent fasting journey. But yeah, I'll link that for you if you're interested. But right now, I'm going to get something to eat, and then I'm going to get back to cooking. All right, we're going to do our enchilada pasta sauce. I found this recipe years and years and years ago. If I can find the link for it, I will link it for you in the comments. I think I have done that before on a video. Of course, I've adapted the recipe to fit us. So what I'm going to do, let me pour that in there so I don't spill it everywhere, is I'm going to take one of these big cans. Is it a 28 ounce can? Yeah, 28 ounce can of the red enchilada sauce. I like this brand, the Las Palmas, because it doesn't have soybean oil in it, and I can't have soy. So I'm gonna take 128 ounce can of that and chunk it in the crock pot. I love this recipe because it's all done in the crock pot. Y'all. In the summer, when it's 100 degrees outside with no heat index, that's not with the heat index. The heat index is like 110 or some ridiculous something like that. The crock pot will save your life because you can get a good, delicious meal on the table without having to heat up your whole kitchen. Anyway, I'm going to take an entire quart of chicken stock. Now, this is my homemade chicken stock. You can also use vegetable broth. You can use water. You can use beef. You can use whatever liquid you want. But a whole quart. An entire quart of it. Yeah. And then you remember all those beans and corn that we rinsed earlier? Yep, every last bit of that's going in here. So that's 3 pints of beans, so 3 cans of beans. I have 2 pinto, 1 black, and then 3 of the 15-ounce cans of corn. I just had some sweet whole kernel corn from the store that I used because that's what I had. And then we're also going to put in some cream cheese. Now I'm using plant-based cream cheese. This is the Simple Truth Organic cream cheese alternative. And I like it because, again, there's no soy in it at all. And it's basically, the base of it is butter beans. Which, I'm Southern, so yeah, butter beans are life in the South. Anyway, I'm going to take this entire container. This is an 8-ounce container. You can use regular dairy cream cheese in this. You absolutely can. In fact, it works beautifully. The original recipe actually calls for 4 ounces of cream cheese. I like to put the whole 8 ounces in because I just like the way it turns out. So all that goes into our crock pot, right? Okay. Oh, and then I'm just gonna put this on low and I'm just gonna let it go pretty much all day. It's pretty much just gonna go all day. Okay, now to finish off the enchilada pasta, you are going to need some orzo pasta. Yeah, the one that looks like rice. If you want to make the whole recipe, you're going to need 2 cups of the orzo pasta, and about 20 to 30 minutes before you want to eat, you want to go ahead and dump the orzo pasta in the crock pot and stir it up and let it cook in the sauce. However, that's not what I'm doing. I am just going to make the sauce today, and then I'm going to divide it up into 2 meals, and I'm going to freeze my sauce. And then when we're ready to use the sauce, I will just heat it up on the stove and cook the orzo pasta in it. And if you're interested in how I use a lot of my meal prep stuff to make quick weeknight dinners or quick weekday meals, let me know. Give this video a thumbs up and let me know down in the comments that you're interested in that, and I will make a video about that to show you how I use my canned goods that I can and all of the food that I meal prep on my meal prep days. Because a lot of times I meal prep quite a bit and then I freeze it or I can it for later use, and then I don't always remember to share that with you. Maybe I'll do a video on that one week. It could be interesting. All right, so I'm gonna let my enchilada pasta sauce cook, and we're gonna come over here and check our spaghetti, our meat sauce. Okay, so here is our meat sauce. It looks amazing. I like a thicker sauce. I know some people like a real thin sauce, but I like a nice thick sauce. So this is just about perfect. Yeah, that's just about I want. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to let this cool in the pan, and then I'm going to take about half of it out and put it in a mason jar or quart-sized mason jar to use it later on, and then the rest of it I am going to use tonight for supper.